Welcome to the ultimate anime waifu decision tree, where love, loyalty, and questionable choices all collide. Let's see where your preferences lead you. We'll start with love because, well, if she doesn't love you, then what's the point? Unless, of course, you're into that kind of thing. If that's the case, then Malti from the Rising of the Shield Hero might be your choice. She tricked the main character and falsely accused him of sexual assault, all to steal his money. Definitely not the ideal kind of love.
My name's not bitch!
It is now!
But if she does love you, then good news. Let's move on to the next question. In anime, you're not limited to just humans. Here, you can choose whoever or whatever you like. So the next question is, if she's a god. And well, the real question is she useless if she's completely useless? Congratulations, she's Aqua from Konosuba. Divine, absolutely hopeless. She also doesn't bother to wear them. But if she's a god and actually useful, then she could be one of these divine figures. For example, she could be Haru, a person initially thought to be human, but with the world seemingly bending to her every whim. Or maybe she could be Freya, who's adored by all, with each person falling in love with her. But she is explained to only fall for those with a transparent soul, making her love unattainable for most. Alternatively, she could be Hestia, the virgin goddess of hearth, home, and fire, who brings warmth and comfort to those around her. She's not a god, then maybe she's the opposite, a demon. If she is, then she might be Aura, the guillotine, a demon who walks with scales to compare her mana to others. If someone's mana is weaker than hers, they may very well end up as her slaves, serving her for all eternity. On the other hand, she could also be Roxy McGurdy, a powerful mage from the meager demon race. Roxy is quite different from her demon kin. Unlike them, she couldn't use telekinesis, which led her to leave her village and feel like an outsider. Roxy is also a prominent figure in the Roxy Holy religion. Then there's Rhea Scremry, the heiress to a prestigious devil family, who now serves as the student council president. She's both powerful and charismatic. And don't forget Akano Himejima, the vice president of her group. A half-human, half-devil, Akano has control over lightning men.
And I swear no matter what, I'll never leave your side.
Hey, cool, thanks!
If she isn't a demon, then maybe she's a spirit. In that case, your waifu could be one of these spirits. For instance, she could be Holo, a wolf spirit who travels alongside the main character. She's both wise and playful. Or perhaps she could be Kurumi, a spirit with dominion over time. Kurumi is capable of manipulating temporal abilities and summoning shadow clones through the power of her clock eye. If she's not a spirit, then maybe she's an elf. If that's the case, she might be Frieren, an elf who is at least 1,000 years old. Having lost her sense of time, she now journeys through the world in search of memories from her past travels with Himmel, the hero. Another possibility is Amelia, who may seem like an elf but is actually a half-elf. Despite her beauty, she has been discriminated against her entire life due to her resemblance to the Witch of Greed. If she's not an elf, then she could be an android, and if that's the case, she might be 2B, an elite android created to fight against alien machine life forms, all for the survival of humanity. Cold, calculated, and fiercely loyal. If she's not an android, she has to be a vampire. In that case, she could be Shinobu, a 500-year-old vampire cursed with the ability to make people give her their most treasured belongings. The magician who cursed her gave her his head, as his brain was his most prized possession, and he died. A singer gave her his throat. Let's move back up the tree because she might actually be human. If she is, then the next question is she blood related to you? If she is, then is she your little sister? We're venturing into dangerous territory here. She is related by blood, and she is your little sister, then she could be Yoki Su, a talented girl with one of the relationships of all time with her brother. Or perhaps she could be Kirina, who shares a similar relationship with her brother, but also enjoys anime and plays games.
Oh, また風呂か?
Maybe she's Karen, an athletic tomboy little sister, infamous for her toothbrush scene. Then there's Tsukihige, who is Araji's little sister with the potential of becoming a serial killer. Alternatively, she could be Sora from Yosu no Sora. In this anime, the siblings take their relationship to an extreme with no subtlety or hints, as bold as it gets. We also have Shiro, this time from No Game No Life. This Shiro stands out as the most intelligent little sister in this category. But what if she's related by blood, but not a little sister? In that case, she could be Mamako, mother of the main character. She, along with her son, gets transported to another world.
Motherhood is a thankless job, no matter what part of the world you live in.
If she's not related by blood, she may not even be a girl at all. In that case, you could be looking at Speedwagon from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Speedwagon's loyalty to the main character is legendary, and his influence extends through the generations, affecting each iteration of the JoJo family.
He's trying to lure you in like it's not.
Or maybe your choice is Felix from ReZero. Felix is the best water mage in the kingdom of Lugnica.
I am a boy.
No, you're fucking not.
No, really, I'm
I said, no, you're fucking not.
Another possibility is Astolfo, who constantly sparks debates on whether he's a boy or a girl, with fans speculating and questioning his true gender to this day.
いうわけで、僕の名前はアストルフォ。
Finally, you could have Ruka from Steins Gate. Ruka worked as a shrine keeper and was forced to wear girls' clothes since there were no boy clothes for the job.
こんな可愛い子が男の子のはず。
If she isn't a guy, then maybe she's a maid. In that case, we have Ram, and Hayasaka fitting this category. Rem is perhaps most famously known for her role in ReZero, especially her unforgettable performance in episode 18, Q. Then there's Ram, the sharp-tongued Oni maid, loyal to Roswell and highly skilled in wind magic, while often overshadowed by her sister.
姉様が聞いてちょうだい、エミリア様。あの男に監禁領辱されたのよ、レナが。
Hayasaka, on the other hand, spends most of her time acting as an emotional support system for Kaguya. Smart, sly, and endlessly loyal, Hayasaka juggles multiple roles while trying to keep Kaguya sane.
というわけで、明日会長とデートしてきます。
But if she isn't a maid, perhaps she can't even speak, like Shoko Nishimiya from A Silent Voice and Nezuko from Demon Slayer. Shoko conveys her feelings through hand signs. Meanwhile, Nezuko, living in an era where sign language wasn't even invented yet, relies mostly on humming and subtle gestures to communicate. If she can speak, she might be bilingual like Alia. From Alia sometimes hides her feelings in Russian. She switches to Russian whenever she gets flustered or emotional.
Hey! Whoa! Not so fast! I have to prepare myself for this!
But if Russian isn't your thing, and you're more into someone who can completely dominate you, physically, mentally, emotionally, then there's Makima from Chainsaw Man. She doesn't just dominate you, she dominates everyone around.
静かにできる？偉いね。
If domination isn't your preference, maybe you'd rather someone clumsy, like Ace Wallenstein from DanMachi. She is a level 6 adventurer who spends most of her time diving into the dungeons. If she isn't clumsy, then maybe she's a tomboy. And in that case, there's a good chance she's Misaka Makoto, arguably the most iconic tomboy girl in the entire anime media. Tough, competitive. Misaka isn't even sure herself whether she's in love, and honestly, she'd probably fry you with an electric shock before admitting it. She could also be Ryuko Matoi from Kill la Kill, a wild fighter who turns her clothes into weapons and isn't afraid to throw hands when things get serious. Or maybe she's Aizaka, the classic tomboy tsundere. She struggles to express her feelings, compensating with a lot of physical aggression and stubbornness. Then there's Asuka, a tomboy with a sharp tongue. Beneath that fierce exterior lies a deeply emotional and fragile side she keeps well hidden. If she isn't a tomboy, she might be a gyaru, a fashionable, confident girl often associated with flashy looks and bold personalities. In that case, you're probably looking at Marin Kitagawa, not only a proud gyaru, but also an enthusiastic cosplayer who lives for the things she loves, never afraid to show her passions to the world. But if she isn't a tomboy, not clumsy, doesn't dominate you, and isn't bilingual, then odds are she might have social anxiety. In that category, we have Hinata Hyuga from Naruto, a sweet, shy girl. Or she might be Baki from Baki the Rock, whose social anxiety is so severe it borders on tragedy, making even basic conversations about she tends to get lost. Then she's probably Mayoi Hashikuji from Monogatari. Cursed to endlessly wander, she has a habit of losing her way, sometimes never finding her destination again. And if she ever does, well, she's bound for hell. Watch Monogatari for the full story. But if she doesn't get lost and actually has a lot of money, then you're likely looking at Kaguya Shinomiya, a rich and proud heiress with a sharp wit. Or maybe Rin Tosaka, a brilliant and wealthy mage from Fate's Day Night.
Yeah, it was fun to have dinner with everyone last night.
And of course, Momoyawa Yorozu from My Hero Academia, a wealthy and intelligent girl with a kind heart who can literally create objects from her body thanks to her quirk. I'll end by saying that obviously I couldn't include all the girls in this tree, but if you want a part 2, give the video a like so I know to make one. Thanks for watching.